Sharon Howell. Yeah.
Going this way. Thank you so much. Okay. I'm Sharon Houck, and I'm a poet and playwright, and I have written a poem. Well, I wrote it 3 years ago. It's about when I hurt my neck. Some of you know about this. Some years back, I had an injury to my neck, and my right arm didn't work for months and months. It was useless. My brain would say something, and the arm would just stay there. So this is called Scud. Portending. Can I solve a Rubik's Cube? Remember when my neck, like a mythical creature of teeth the size of skyscrapers and a million branching legs, bit down into my right upper body, teeth into the shoulder blade, touching teeth in through my breast, and cut off my arm from myself. Row while you can. Pull back a bowstring while you can. The skies run dark and low and fast. The choice. Yell into the wind. Put your rain-speckled face to the cosmic wind and say, I win, I win, I will win. Or row and smile the small boat smile. Notice the mottled light on water. Hear the waves. Swallow the sounds of bells. Be the wave. Be the bell. This one I wrote in 2018. Somebody I cared about a lot was traveling, and there was like a hurricane, and I thought this would be good for a night where like we had some rain earlier and so forth. It's called the Mazard Rootstock Prayer. In the angled rain, some trees bent their heads to prayer. Is he traveling? Is he safe? Himself. They breathed your name between bellowing winds, whipping their hair side to side. The trees said, if he is not well, they said, they tore their roots from the hollow. They said, we will march to the sea as Sherman through Georgia and leave every house burned and every bridge leveled, and the sky will show the whites of its eyes, saying the very trees break their bones if any harm should come to him. The body of the captain's oak broke across the stone wall, his head landing in the drive and his arms heavy in the curve of the hill. In the orchard, every cherry tree cracked and every pear tree split, the stronger half breaking by. Even the yellow jackets shook their heads at the wasted fruit. A line of dogwoods lay like children laid out after a ferry disaster, wrapped in eyelet sheets with no one to identify them. But the black cherry tree on the lane grew boughs over the road so that the neighbors could pick their own. Its arms were not tired. It didn't need to see a march to the sea. Being older than the sky, it knew men wander highways in storms, and they die or they don't, and it doesn't make no never mind to a pie. Thank you. Okay, up next, our very special Ed Calkins.
years. That was wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, yeah. I'm embarrassed. I do not belong here. Yeah.
Me neither, I.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm going to put this down. I can really speak loud, you know. So, it's hard to explain, but you guys kind of know the story. I'm more of a character than an author, and I'm certainly not a poet. But I did write a book, and the book referred to another book that the character in the novel, which is the character that I am, wrote. You know, and we're blaming each other for the result. But it was called History of the World Until Ed Calkins Came and Fixed Everyone. You know, and it's about a vampire, a time-traveling vampire. You know, so of course it's in limerick form, and I'm going to skip the first 1,341 limericks, is that okay? Yeah. Yeah. And jump to the 1,342. Okay? The old son of Tiberius Caesar had a young wife, and he wanted to please her. And to her as a gift, a nation outlived, that she can rule at her leisure. His legions up north piled in, from Wessex to north of Highland, and all of Great Britain, from Lion to Kitten. It's now known as the Empress Island. The emperor saw his legions stretch for a mile, and thought to himself with a smile, "For myself, the best, I will take what is west, and conquer the Emerald Isle." It was just a few hours by water. The invaders were taller and broader. Resistance of short, fought by brave men, too short. You could say the whole thing was a slaughter. And so he called his senators over to name the island after his dog Rover. And to those wearing green, we shall behave quite mean. You won't see a fairy or leprechaun clever. Now historians don't have a cow. That's the way it was, not the way it was now. Was it force by persuasion? Did I stop the invasion? I know I did it. I just don't know how. So I'm going to skip the other limericks too, if you don't mind. You know, yeah. So in any case, Denise is going to read something that Tom wrote. Am I right? Yeah. And Tom, well, she'll introduce Tom. I'm sure she will. Thank you.
I don't have a Tom voice, so you'll have to just bear with my voice. Is there one to introduce after that? No, this is. So Tom Hernandez is the co-leader of Right on Joliet, and he has been battling some health issues for about the last year and a half. But he is the one who initially approached Tammy about doing Mike Nights in the Book and Bean Cafe. We had our first one in October of 2013, so we are literally at 10 years today. And if we appear confident in front of the microphone, when we stood over there the first, it was one like this at all. We were talking like this, and reading as fast as we could, and we were shaking all over.
And nobody would get close enough to the mic, and I was getting mad.
Is that true?
Yes. There's a mic there, use it.
It was so scary. So there is no way we could still be doing this without Tom. And he loved emceeing, he loved reading, he loved performing. So his voice should certainly be here tonight. And he also loved poetry, and he loved hearing it, reading it, writing it. So I'll read his biography, and I will read one of Tom's poems. Tom Hernandez is a writer, public speaker, performer, and communications professional. Born and raised in Joliet, Illinois, Tom has been writing professionally and personally since childhood. He was a reporter for 10 years at several suburban daily and weekly newspapers and wrote a slice of life column for another 11 years for 2 community newspapers. He now serves as the Director of Community Relations for a large suburban Chicago public school district. Tom is the oldest of 3 sons. His writing explores the many complicated facets of life: marriage, family, relationships, identity, aging, parenting, faith, social justice, and politics. He and his wife Kelly have 2 adult daughters and welcomed their first grandchild in 2018. They live in Plainfield, Illinois. And he posted this poem on his blog October 19th, 2017. It's called Where God Lives. Church is good, church is fine. If you're looking for white bread and red wine, too dry and sweet for my liking, rather for me, in a Sunday morning cup of coffee, swirling amber peace in a poet's inspiration, simple, pure, and true. In my life's hand across the table, fingertips lingering in the divide, in a brisk noon walk. Dry leaves whispering encouragement in the journey of 500 pages. Life, death, love, and loss in each turn. In the dusk's gentle solitude, the peace of a yawning day. In the music of friends, toasting universal bonds. In heaven's voice, humming to the stars, promising the grace of a new tomorrow. That's where God lives. Thank you.
Can you wrap it up? Do you want to do a wrap up?
I really think our MC should do the
Oh,
wrap-up. You did a wonderful.
Well, thank you to everyone who read tonight. What an amazing group of writers. And we miss Tom very much. Yes. We have to tell Tom that you read his stuff tonight. He'll be glad of that. We've got plenty of time to socialize and hang out, and that was intended, so please do so. And yeah, thanks so much for coming.